Hello, man. How you doing?
We're doing well. We're doing good. It's always good to touch base.
What's going on, champ?
I'm curious. Rob and I were talking about this before when we were breaking down your fight a little bit. The one thing that stood out, you came in just. You talk about your condition in this fight. Your legs didn't stop moving for 12 rounds. I mean, was conditioning something you worked on going into this fight?
Yeah, definitely. Condition is something that we keyed in on. Not only that, I've always been in great conditioning. The key to this fight was just being calm, using my head, staying calm.
Well, Amir, you used your head and you walked away with the victory. But one thing that that we've been talking about, and that is the time frame in which you have to accomplish in order to get that that ultimate title shot that you want. What fighters are on your radar in order for you to achieve your goal?
Who else? I mean, I just fought. What they told me was an elimination bout for us to get a shot at the title. So the obvious answer to that question is Deontay Wilder. This isn't the first elimination bout, or should I say so-called elimination bout, that I've been in. Washington, I fought him. He goes off, he fights Wilder. Brazil,
Yep.
same circumstance,
Yep.
elimination bout. He went off to fight Joshua. Amir wins the title, and now it's like, well, who do you want to fight next? Who the hell do you think I want to fight next? The guy that they told me I would get if I win this fight.
Listen, we talked about this a while back. You mentioned some of the guys you fought. Obviously, the Washington fight, pressing down, hugging a lot. Dominic fight, what happens? You knock him down, you're on the scorecard, you bite your tongue. Kind of to Rob's point, though, I think you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, in a precarious position, because whatever they promised you is all well and good, but there's also a time frame with that, right? I mean,
it's not no time frame. I mean, listen, people want to dwell on my age factor. You understand? Nobody could beat Father Time, But I was hearing this time frame thing 6 years ago. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't focus on that, man. And I'm gonna just say this, nobody could beat Father Time. We understand that. We know that. But for anybody out there who wants to remain healthy, mentally, physically, and spiritually, stop thinking that you're getting old. Stop thinking that you're going to be old your next birthday. Stop thinking that you're going to start slowing down, that you're going to start walking and not running and jogging and not running. Stop thinking this old thing, this old adage. You understand? Think like this. The new 40s is the new 20s. You understand? The new 50s is the new 30s. Think like that. We have to be we have to understand that the power of thought has eluded us for centuries. And the power of thought, the power of your mind, is exceptionally awesome, and it's amazing. There's people that can literally heal themselves, man, through thought. You understand? People think that their faith or faith-based miracle happens. It all develops through what you believe in your heart and in your mind. So I don't deal with this old age stuff. I only got a couple months or a couple years. I don't deal with that. Whatever God has in store for me, planned for me, that's what's going to happen. If the whole world wanted to attack me and God didn't want a person to lay a finger on me, no one would be able to touch me, and vice versa. So I don't think about the limitations of time, man. I think about the unlimited amount of time that we have as human beings, man.
Well,
I don't think on those levels, man. I don't think on that level.
Well, I mean, it's not so much that we think that. Honestly, between us to, meaning myself and Rich, it's not so much that we think that you're getting old. It's just that we're talking about in the sense of you're fighting for a chance that Deontay Wilder is now, they told him that he's going to have to fight Stavern. You know, that's going to also put you back. Even if you're a young fighter, it still would tap into your, you know, the time frame and the age thing. That's the one thing that we're concentrating on, and we're trying to see your game plan as to how you're going to
like a stay busy
move that
fight.
forward.
Would you take a Charles Martin? Would you fight a Jarrell Miller?
Man, listen, I'll fight anybody, man. I've never in my life turned down a fight except one time, and that was a rematch against Washington because I felt like they wasn't paying anywhere near what I felt we deserved as fighters. And that's the only fight that I ever turned down. I don't even know if he accepted the fight. But having said that, I'll fight anybody, man. You know, there's nobody that I'm going to duck. But at this point in time, if the fight doesn't make sense, if it's not going to get me closer to fighting the heavyweight champion of the world, I don't want it. I don't want to waste my time. That's why I'm always in big fights. You don't see me with the tune-up fights.
Yeah.
You don't see me with the garbage can in between. I want big fights. I want fights that's going to propel me and push me further towards attaining my goal, man, to win the heavyweight championship of the world.
Okay, you look at a fighter, Wilder, and you fought guys like Price, and you stopped them, you got them out of there, but you get jacked up early on in some of these fights, you kind of go for the knockout. You stop doing that. You pace yourself a little more. Washington, it was an ugly fight. You know that. I know that. And he held a lot and he danced around and he didn't engage. You look at Deontay Wilder. A lot of people are saying you got to chop down the tree. You got to chop the lumber a little bit. I think he's a vulnerable champ. I think if you worked him over and went to the body a little bit. So set it up. Ready? You're fighting Deontay Wilder. Again, don't give the game plan away, but from that standpoint, is he a flawed or vulnerable champion in your eyes? How would said boxer beat a Deontay Wilder? How would Amir Mansour beat Deontay Wilder?
You know, first let me say this. I don't think he's flawed. If he's flawed, everybody's flawed. We all have flaws. I think he's been doing a pretty good job. His last couple of fights, I've been seeing some great things in him that probably only fighters could see in each other. Having said that, getting in front of Deontay Wilder and facing him myself, of course, the object for me would be to apply pressure. You know, I can't out-jab a guy that got a foot longer arm than I do, you know? So the obvious thing for me to do would be to get inside, let my hands go, and keep that type of pressure on him and not let him fight me, you know, using his reach and fighting him from the outside.
You're in a position now where you're positioning yourself to fight a Deontay Wilder, but let's look at the heavyweight division from a more broader standpoint. That is not only Deontay Wilder being a champion, but you also have your Klitschko is about to fight Joshua. Let's talk about Joshua too as well. Give me your grade book on the heavyweight division. What do you think about the fighters out there, especially the champions?
I don't know which fighters out there for me, man. You know, the only thing I could do, man, is leave things in the hands of Dohan, my manager. He always puts me in key positions to do what I need to do. So when he got me this far, I'm going to keep my faith in him and in Russell Pelt, you know, to make the best decisions when it comes to, you know, who's my best fight out there, you know.
But when you look at a guy like Joshua, you see a guy that has a lot of knockout power like you do. Do you see a little bit of him, a little bit of you in him?
No, I don't. I can't see too much of me in a guy that's 6'7".
Well, take away the height. We know. Well, you're, on a good day, you're 5'11", right?
You know,
the power, though, the power. You know what I'm talking about. 18-0, 18 knockouts. The power. You know, we've seen it against Molina and Martin and White. and John, all those guys, knockout, 18 fights, 18 knockouts.
When I look at some of the knockouts that I've had, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm very humble, man. When I look at some of the knockouts that I've had versus a lot of the knockouts, these guys had, I see a big difference. A lot of guys I've knocked out, man, they getting carried out on stretchers. But so I do think that my power is a bit more intense, because I think that when I do knock a guy out, I punch with a little bit better accuracy. These guys, they're just big, man. I mean, you 6'2", 6'3" on up, 235, 40, 50 pounds, you hit anybody the right way, they're going to go out. Mm-hmm. But when you're a smaller guy like me and you're chopping down these big guys, it takes a whole lot more power and a whole lot more pressure and accuracy to knock them out. You understand what I'm saying? Yep. There's a bit of difference, And so I do believe that I bring a bit more power than a lot of these big guys. I mean, can you imagine if I was 6'7", 6'5"? Can you imagine that?
Well,
I was 6'7", 6'5", man. But Joshua, I think he's very sound, man. He seems like a very disciplined kid. I know he's very respectful. I've spoken to him a couple of times. He seems very humble. I believe he's going to be around for a long time.
Well, Amir, it's funny because you and our relationship is when you come out to Atlantic City, over the years, whenever you saw me, you called me Zab Judah. And whenever I saw you, I always called you the clean-cut Italian version of Marvin Hagler, But you said a nice guy. You've been a nice guy as well, and but you've also have opened that can of whoop ass, if you will. What is your take on Atlantic City boxing, and what? Because we have to push the Atlantic City agenda. I mean, because Atlantic City has such a rich history. What's your take on fighting in Atlantic City once again, and not only you, but just the sport coming back to this area?
I think it was. Can you guys hear me? Okay?
Yeah, we can.
I think it was Russell Peltz that pointed it out to me. I don't know, but somebody pointed out to me that they used to have like 400 and something fights, maybe 300 fights a year in Atlantic City.
Yep, he just said it. Yes.
A couple hundred.
Yep.
And now they got about 4 or 5.
Yep.
So, a lot of times consistency is key. But me personally, I love fighting in Atlantic City. That's my state, New Jersey. I'm a Jersey boy. Grew up a little suburban town in New Jersey, man. And I love it there because a lot of my fans can make it to the fight, And then a lot of people, they like coming to fights, but when you offer them a casino and a little bit of entertainment after the fight where they could go off and maybe gamble or go off to a club or a bar or walk the boardwalk, that's always a bigger appeal to these people, to come out and support fights. So we definitely have the perfect setup, to showcase big fights and even small fights as well. But it's consistency, man. I don't know too many promoters that are in Jersey and too many promoters that are out of Jersey that are bringing the fights to Jersey.
Listen.
And one thing I will say this, man, and I'm going to say this. Ever since they got rid of Larry Hazard, it totally messed up boxing in New Jersey. But he's back now, so I'm praying. I believe he's back, right?
He is.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, so now that we got Larry Hazard back, I know that a lot of people are looking forward to seeing more great boxing in New Jersey because the people that they got to replace him were just totally assholes. I'm going to give you an example. And I know I'm going off the mark a little bit, but I got to say this, man, because, people do things to get rid of people that are doing great at their job, man, and they bring in monsters. Do you know that they made me get an MRI one time, New Jersey, and this was in 2011. They made me get an MRI on my back. And do you know what their doctor did? He banned me from boxing indefinitely, man. And I had to go to a neurologist. I had to jump through hurdles, 6 years ago. I had to jump through hurdles to fight in New Jersey under the commission that they replaced Mr. Hazard with. So that gives you an idea that this was, what was happening in New Jersey and why, boxing in New Jersey has been so dull and void, and hopefully now it can become great again. That was a commission that was in place that said Amir Mansour was not only too old, but he was physically incapable of boxing. This was 6 years ago, man.
Listen.
So now I'm praying that boxing is back to New Jersey, because you already know I'm New Jersey's guy. I'm the best heavyweight in New Jersey right now. Best heavyweight from New Jersey right now. And I bring the crowd.
We got 20 seconds.
My bad, man.
No. Come on. Listen, not like when we're doing a broadcast. It's totally different when you and I are ringside. Listen, 15, 20 seconds. Last one, then we're up against it. If Deontay Wilder's listening right now, what do you say to him?
What I would say to Deontay Wilder is this: you're doing a great job remaining heavyweight champion, but don't make the same mistake that Klitschko made and dumb down the heavyweight division and take the heavyweight division and make it nondescript. It used to be the greatest division in boxing. It used to be the hype of all hype, the heavyweight championship fight of the world. And now you have a heavyweight champion fighting on NBC, which is nothing wrong with that. God bless Al Heyman for boxing, I swear to you. However, the heavyweight division is nowhere near where it should be because of champions defending their title against nondescript guys. You need to fight guys like Amir Hardcore Mansour to keep boxing alive.
We're going to get you in studio. We appreciate it as always, pal.
Was that cool?
Hey, listen, you're all right. You brought the A game. Now I got to let you go because we're up against a break.
All right, brothers. Hey, man, thank y'all for having me,
you
man.
Got it.
Anytime. Love y'all, man.
You got it, Amir.
Have a good one, champ.
Be well. We'll take a real fast timeout. Good stuff from Amir Mansour. We're up against it. We'll come back in a quick close, and then we'll get out of here on a Wednesday night.